Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to learn more about the very exciting Pioneer program coming to the CSA, ISACA, and virtual testing groups in 2021. My name is Melanie Martin, and I run the educational programs and initiatives at Vectra. I'll be joined today by Dale O'Grady, Security Engineering Manager, and Marcus Hartwig, Topical Expert at Vectra, to share a little bit more about the Red Team Hunt, the Red Team Workshop, and AWS Cloud Training and more. Get ready for some very exciting programs planned ahead. First up is the Red Team Hunt, which is a hands-on challenge where individuals or groups compete as the adversary. Build a strong team and take on the challenges. The most points win, and each hunt includes great prizes for the top 3 scorers. If you're looking to increase your skill sets as a red teamer, this game also includes an option to break out into a tips and tricks room. Learn directly from a security engineer approaches attackers take. The Red Team Hunt is a great option to earn 6 to 7 CPE credits for participation. Dale, can you share a little bit more about who might participate in a Red Team Hunt?
Sure. The primary audience for the Red Team Hunt would be, any security professional on both the offensive and defensive side. If you're just getting into red teaming, you're going to get a lot of out of the event. Probably more than a career red teamer, but also if you're on the defender side, the SOC side, just understanding what the mental path that an attacker is going to take through is certainly going to help the defensive side. So anyone in level 1, level 2, certainly in the SOC, some level 3, as well as red teamers and pen testers will get some out of this engagement.
Okay, great. Can you extrapolate more on some of the skills or knowledge that's needed to participate?
This Red Team Hunt is designed more for we'll call it the novice to the intermediate. While everybody's learning every day, at all levels, you don't really need a ton of skills to get started. This isn't around, testing out your mad hacking skills and getting through it as fast as you can. It's more around testing out some real world attack scenarios. So some of the basics, some basic Linux experience is something that would be required. Certainly some level of familiarity with, Kali Linux, Metasploit. But for the most part, there's the challenges, and it's moderator led. So there's a lot of assistance along the way, a lot of direction and guidance along the way. So even novice to intermediate with some basic skills will be able to complete the event.
Okay, so if somebody's on the novice side or even an expert but wants to learn more about attacker tactics, you kind of mentioned the breakout room. How do the breakout and tips and tricks work in this setting?
Yeah, it's consumed on demand because this is a moderator-led event. There's always somebody available to help. In some cases, it's just, going through the challenges. And in other cases, for those, that are very, inquisitive and they want to know the why and they want to get some more details around it, there's somebody to ask and there's somebody to talk to and to get a better understanding of, okay, well, perhaps why did you do this, or why is it working a certain way? And then certainly, of course, to help in case there's any struggles along the way. That way there's people to bounce it off, and it's just ad hoc. It's just to contact the moderator as the event is going on and put your hand up. So you got a question, you want to talk about something, and let it fly.
Awesome. So what are the benefits of attending this outside of earning CPE credits? What kind of applicable hands-on knowledge would somebody walk away with?
So at the end of it, you're going to have a much better understanding of what an attacker goes through to complete an objective in, what we'll call in the current world or in the current threat landscape, where things are a little more behavior-based or progression-based. It's more post-compromise rather than pre-compromise. So you're going to get some hands-on with tools, perhaps, that you already know. You'll be able to refresh some of those skills or hone some of those skills, as well as get access to some other techniques or other tools which perhaps you may not have used. And allow you to really, increase the tools that you have in your toolbox. So in short, offensive and defensive security practitioners, they can use this as a practice exercise to practice their skills and pick some new ones up along the way.
Excellent. So next we have the Red Team Workshop. The Red Team Workshop is a great way for teams to better understand the skills and tactics of the adversary. During this training, participants learn about the critical attack vectors and how attackers plot, ploy, and work their way into enterprise vulnerabilities. It begins with an hour-long instructor-led training, followed by an hour of hands-on free play. The session concludes with a 90-minute session of Blue Team training on how to identify, detect, and respond to advanced threats. Participants will receive 3.5 hours of CPE credits for attending. Dale, I'd like to discuss a little bit more about this workshop as well. Can you share a little bit more about the purpose of a Red Team workshop and why it's recommended for participants?
Sure, the Red Team workshop is very similar to the Red Team challenge, except what we're doing here, it's a little more guided. While there is a time base to it, it is more self-paced from the sense that you're not necessarily trying to figure everything out on your own. So you're not spending all of that time, myopically trying to look at a very specific technique, but rather following a guided instruction that already has a security narrative attached to it. So now it ties a little more on the why am I doing every single step? What is the expected outcome? And then you get the benefit of actually, being able to do the steps along the way as well. So very similar, but a different view, more compressed, more compact, but it certainly answers a lot more of the why question on the various steps along the way.
So what kind of backgrounds or skill sets are recommended for this training?
So this one, because it is, fully guided, it includes step-by-step instructions. Even the most novice can certainly join and partake and get some real value out of it, and have some fun along the way. Just some of your basic stuff. Again, just ability to Kali Linux. Just simple things. Being able to SSH into a machine, RDP into a machine. If you can do that, you'll be able to follow along on all the challenges along the way and get value out of it.
Okay, great. Can you expand a little bit more on some of the tactical things somebody can expect to walk away from this training?
Yeah, so at the end of this training, what you're going to have is, you're going to have some, whether you're refreshing skills on some existing tools or developing skills on some new tools, you're going to be using tools and techniques that real-world attackers use. So you're going to be using tools like, Kali Linux, Metasploit, Meterpreter, PowerShell Empire, tools like CrackMap Exec and Hydra, different purpose-based tools that have very explicit jobs to do. And then as well as techniques, this is all around post-compromise. You're going to be spending a lot of time on things like advanced reconnaissance and lateral movement, techniques like pivoting, and things like that. Those are all the types of skills that you'll be able to come away with at the end of it.
Excellent. Thanks, Dale, so much for sharing about these two engagements today.
My pleasure.
Next up, we're going to talk about the AWS and NDR cloud training. You might be realizing the power of the cloud, be it through your AWS infrastructure, your Microsoft SaaS apps, and Office 365. But with cloud provider security being siloed, platforms changing unexpectedly, and with the on-premise approaches handled differently, do these platforms just expose your security position? It's impossible to defend what you can't see, whether your environment is full cloud or hybrid. That's where Vectra provides educational training. One example is our AWS and NDR training, which is an opportunity to learn how to automatically stop attacks before damage is caused. As cloud security experts, this training provides an opportunity to learn from more about how cloud NDR works in AWS and the problems that are solved. Participants will earn 1 hour of CPE credit for attending. Marcus is our topical expert at Vectra, here today to discuss what value participants can expect from an AWS or cloud NDR training. Marcus, can you share some of the high-level topics and challenges that this training addresses?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a training we've been working on for a long time, and we're really excited about it. And it's a big problem for a lot of people out there who have this rapid expansion of cloud deployments, right? Be it lift and shift or even spinning up new things. And they typically say that they have very bad visibility with the workloads that they have in the cloud. And if you sort of think about it, a normal organization might not even have all of the workloads deployed in the same instance. Typically, you would have different teams with different instances, and you typically have some on-prem things still left, right, for a hybrid deployment. So this training will go over how Vectra can help to secure those workloads regardless of where they are, and put put the information to tie together an attack progression throughout all your instances. So we really monitor everything that you have there and tie it together, which is immensely valuable, because a lot of attackers, I mean, when they approach this, they don't even see where the workloads are, right? For them, it doesn't really matter if the workload is on-prem or if it's in different instances. They'll be able to jump between those and get to the information they want. So this will be a very practical hands-on training. We'll show you how to set this up, specifically how to configure it and the type of data that you can get out of it. And we'll also do some simulated attacks on it so you can see how it actually looks like in a real-world scenario.
Excellent. So outside of AWS, what kind of trainings are available on other cloud security platforms like Office 365 that Vectra offers for cloud security practitioners?
Yeah, just like you said, Office 365 is a good one as well. It shows specifically our detections and models protecting an entire Office 365 deployment, everything from the email side of the house all the way down to Teams and SharePoint and things like that. And that's also, of course, becoming quite common in a lot of deployments today. We also have a talk on the SOC visibility triad. So this is a concept that Gartner pushed out a while ago, and it's been widely adopted at this point. So it talks about the value of adopting an NDR together with an EDR and a SIM tool to get complete visibility across the entire deployment. We also have just a local forensics and network sort of threat hunting exercise as well with the data that we have for our general network detection and response platform.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Marcus, for sharing more about some of these trainings that we have for the cybersecurity community. Thank you for tuning in to learn more about the educational workshops and trainings coming to the community next year. In this session, we've discussed the Red Team Hunt, great for a hands-on interactive experience as the adversary in a fun challenge. We've shown how the Red Team workshop differs to provide a more instructor-led experience. And finally, we've covered a little bit more about the cloud trainings and other educational initiatives Vectra is leading. We're super excited to be involved with the CSA, ISACA, and VA groups and look forward to bringing these to you in 2021.